Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everyone. I wanted to wait for few more minutes because only three of you have joined. What's the reason? It's 8:06 already. Anyways, I'll start my lecture now. Today will be today we'll be doing Maslow's theory of self-actualization. What is it basically? When we were dealing with organizational strategies and individual strategies to deal with the conflicts, uh, we now will be talking about Maslow's hierarchy of need. You know, it is also called. There are so many needs that a human being has got, and once these needs they are fulfilled, okay, if these needs are not fulfilled there is always a conflict, and if these are the needs, there are different hierarchies. You can see on the bottommost of the pyramid, you can see physiological needs, safety needs, belongingness and love needs. So these needs are you know portrayed in the shape of a pyramid or a triangle, you can say. They are at the bottom में जो भी है, you need most of, they are required in large amount. They are the foundation. So if these needs are met, you can really go higher and higher, and once you reach higher, your needs become less. you know you don't have to, because these needs are met. Your safety, your physiological, your belonging, love needs, these are already taken care, right? So the most fundamental things, when they are taken care of, you aspire for something which is called self actualization. Okay, self actualization means basically when all the other needs are fulfilled, and then you try to focus on your highest version of yourself, or you try to untap your potential fully. Okay, understood? The most fundamental and basic four layers of pyramid contain Maslow's called deficiency needs. नीचे वाले 1, 2, 3, 4 physiological, safety needs, belongingness and love needs, and esteem needs. They are called deficiency needs or D needs. Okay, we'll be talking about all these things one by one. I think that picture was better, so I'll be dealing with this only. These are called deficiency needs, or they are also called D needs. ठीक है. So इसमें क्या है? Your esteem is there, as I told you. Friendship is there, belongingness, love needs, safety, ठीक है, and security, which is also called security or safety. ठीक है, देख रहे हो आप? Security. And सबसे basic क्या है? Your physical need. Physical need में your food, your stay, your clothing. So after that comes the safety need. So we'll be talking about them all one by one. Don't have to worry about that. So if these needs are not fulfilled, a human being cannot aspire of something which is called self-actualization, because these are the basic things. Only once these things are met, we can think of higher things. Okay, all right. So Maslow's theory suggests that the most basic level of needs must be met before the individual will strongly desire the secondary or higher levels of need. Higher levels में क्या आ जाएगा? Aesthetic needs and need to know and understand. They come later on. The basic needs are deficiency needs or D needs. Okay. So but while formulating this theory, while formulating this pyramid, Maslow's assumed some things. So what are his assumptions? Okay. So what his assumption was that, as you know, man is a human, is a animal, is a social animal, and he has lots of needs. He has lots of desires, wants, and these desires and wants, his needs, they continue to grow. They never stop. ठीक है. One need, when it is satisfied, we always have another need. We always crave for. Haven't you seen yourself that you always crave for something? Like, for example, you crave for a car, and once your car, you get that car, your aspirations are something else. Then you may be interested in a girlfriend. If once you have a girlfriend, then you may be interested in marrying her. Once you have married her, you will be wanting to have kids or a better job. So these needs are never satisfied, never ever. Till we are alive, our needs, our desires, these aspirations will keep on adding. They are not never going to be there is a full stop or a period over here, and after this I won't want anything. Will that ever happen? It never happens to nobody, not even a 90-year-old man. Even he has some desires. Till his last breath, his needs or his desires, they are never satisfied. So human needs are of varied and diversified nature, you know that. So they can be arranged, but in a hierarchy. सबसे ज़रूरी are the physical needs. Okay, if you are you have got injured, you are having lot of pain in your leg, you will not be desiring for going and seeing the movie, right? So basic need at that time is getting cured, because you won't, if you desire for something else, you won't be able to enjoy it, and your focus will be on the pain. So physical need is the most basic one. So, and even पेट की भूख है ना, a person who has not earned his money for the bread, what will he do? His main and his whole and soul focus is on earning that piece of bread for himself. Only once he got habituated that this need is satisfied on a daily basis, because he's getting a salary of 20,000, 50,000. Okay, now he knows that he will be able to survive. So once this need is satisfied, he thinks, अरे टीवी भी होना चाहिए, है ना, घर भी होना चाहिए, अच्छे कपड़े भी होने चाहिए, कार भी होनी चाहिए. These things are physical needs, are on the bottom most. ठीक है. And as these needs are satisfied, we progress from a lower need to a higher order of needs. Okay, needs have a definite hierarchy. ये तो आपको समझ में आ गया. Physical needs is a सबसे important thing. They are on the bottom most, because unless these things are fulfilled, we cannot think of anything else. As soon as the needs on a lower levels are fulfilled, we go to the next level. ठीक है. And once these needs are satisfied, we again have some more demands. So this suggests that food is essential and is a primary need of every individual. But as Maslow said in one of his famous saying, that man lives by bread alone when there is no bread. ठीक है, I'll write it for you. This is his favorite saying. जब तक उसके पेट की भूख नहीं मिटती है, he lives by that need only. So he says, man lives by bread alone when there is no bread. When there is no bread, that means जब तक उसकी ये need fulfill नहीं होती है, उसको और कुछ समझ में ही नहीं आता है. He only thinks of food. ठीक है. And that is on the lowest most bottommost part of the pyramid. However, when he feels other needs are also important, once this need is fulfilled, then he goes up. Then there are security, safety, social esteem, and on highest level there is self-actualization and transcendence. Okay, right? So this I will be showing you the pyramid, and then we'll be talking about this. Now, we know that uh, a satisfied need will never act as a satisfied need will never act as a motivator. जो चीज़ आपकी पूरी हो गई, never act as a motivator. आपको, अगर आप contented हो जाओ, बिल्कुल सब कुछ हो गया जी, आपको कोई ज़रूरत ही नहीं है, देन तो आप what you have become, साधु बन गए ना, आप तो संत बन गए. उनको भी डिज़ायर नहीं होती है कुछ भी, उनके हाथ में सिर्फ एक कमंडल होता है, एंड दे जस्ट वांट कि उनका पेट भर जाए. बाकी दे आर एग्जैक्टली, उनको और कुछ नहीं चाहिए होता, ना सेल्फ एस्टीम, ना फ्रेंडशिप, ना फैमिली. सीधा उनका बेसिक नीड है. बेसिक नीड इज़ फूड एंड क्लोथिंग, वो भी थोड़ी सी. फूड एंड क्लोथिंग, दैट इज़ ऑल्सो नॉट कि हमेशा उनको नए नए कपड़े पहनने. देन दे आर डायरेक्टली ऑन द हाइएस्ट सेल्फ एक्चुअलाइजेशन पे होते हैं. सो बट वी आर not in that category. We are living a social life, because we are not sadhu or sant. We have other demands as well. So satisfied needs never act as a motivator. आपका जो satisfy होता जाएगा, next need will become your motivator कि मुझे ये हासिल करना है. अब अगर food आपको मिल चुका है, यू हैव गॉट अ परमानेंट सैलरी मिल रही है आपको, सपोज 20,000 की मिल रही है, फूड की आपको चिंता नहीं है, यू आर गेटिंग फूड. सो दिस विल नेवर एक्ट एज अ मोटिवेटर. बट उसको पूछो जिसको खाना नहीं मिलता है रोज़ का, उसके लिए तो फूड इज़ ओनली अ मोटिवेटर ना. सो हमारे मोटिवेटर क्या होता है? फ्रेंडशिप. उसके फ्रेंडशिप भी हमारी है, फैमिली भी है, एंड वी ऑल्सो हैव अ सेक्शुअल पार्टनर ऑल्सो. हमारी ये सब नीड्स हो गई है, तो उसके बाद हमारी नेक्स्ट नीड आ जाती है सेल्फ एस्टीम, कॉन्फिडेंस. जब तक हमारी शादी नहीं होती है ना, वी ऑलवेज वांट कि हमें एक पार्टनर चाहिए. जैसी शादी हो जाती है उसके बाद हमारे वो नीड सेटिस्फाई हो चुकी है ना, देन वी डोंट क्रेव फॉर दैट. वी नीड देन सेल्फ एस्टीम, वी नीड अचीवमेंट्स, वी नीड रिस्पेक्ट बाय अदर्स. सो वंस दीज नीड्स आर फुलफिल्ड, उसके बाद दे विल नेवर एक्ट एज अ मोटिवेटर. पहले तो आपको एक गर्लफ्रेंड के ही एक मोटिवेशन होता है कि मुझे गर्लफ्रेंड चाहिए, राइट? उसके बाद दीज थिंग्स आर एक्ट एज अ मोटिवेटर. जब ये हो जाता है, देन हायर थिंग्स, हायर एंड हायर. ठीक है. क्रिएटिविटी इज ऑल्सो ऑन वेरी हाइएस्ट लेवल. जब आप कि बाकी सारी नीड्स को आपको टेंशन ही नहीं है, देन यू बिकम क्रिएटिव. बट इफ़ यू हैव अदर डिमांड्स, आपको सैलरी मुश्किल से मिल रही है, आपको टाइम ही नहीं मिल रहा है, तो देयर इज़ नो स्कोप फॉर बीइंग क्रिएटिव. और देयर आर सर्टेन creative people who are not interested in like more than one piece of cloth, but they are highly creative. वो that is a different set of class altogether. They are totally a different breed, who have only one kurta pajama and a jhola, and they are very creative. They will keep on writing poetry, or they will do painting and all, because उनकी बाकी needs नहीं है. They are on a different level only. But we as a human being can be only creative once other things are all fulfilled. Because as I said, satisfied need does not act as a motivator. हमें मोटिवेट कौन सी चीज़ें करती हैं? जो हमें नहीं मिलती हैं. We still aspire for them. ठीक है. As one need is satisfied, another one replaces it. यहाँ पे एक और चीज़ very important, very very important is, as one need is satisfied, the moment it is satisfied, another one will replace it immediately. आपको पता भी नहीं चलेगा. हम बोलते हैं ना, बस मुझे ये चाहिए, उसके बाद मुझे कुछ नहीं चाहिए. never happens. Never. Again, immediately that void is fulfilled with another desire. Okay. So Maslow's pyramid of human need is basically, सबसे नीचे, I'm going to erase everything so that we can again see the same slide, or we can go to this one. No, no, it's better to be here because I can write a lot here. I'm going to erase everything. So first of all, let's talk in detail about the physiological need. What is a physiological need? Security of body, employment, resources, morality of the family, of health, of prosperity. So इसमें आ जाएगा also उसके नीचे sorry if I have to show you, maybe I think I have not taken the full picture. इसके नीचे there is one more thing. We'll have to go back to this one only. Physiological needs में यहाँ पे I'll talk about it here. Let me change the color of the ink. Okay, here we go. So what do we need here? We need food, we need water, we need sleep, we need clothes, and we need a house. सबसे ज़्यादा इम्पॉर्टेंट एक मूवी भी आई थी जिसमें मैस्लोस की थ्योरी को पूरा उन्होंने किया था, रोटी कपड़ा और मकान. सो रोटी कपड़ा और मकान, दीज आर द 3 बेसिक नीड अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट मूवी क्या उसने इसी के ऊपर बेस्ड ही बनाया था कि दीज आर द बेसिक नीड. एंड सबसे ज़्यादा इम्पॉर्टेंट क्या है? रोटी. बहुत से लोग होते हैं ना कपड़ा होता है, गंदे कपड़े, एक ही जोड़ी कपड़ा पहना होता है और मकान भी नहीं होता है, बट देन व्हाट इज स्टिल रिक्वायर्ड टू बी अलाइव इज द रोटी, दैट इज फूड. ऑलराइट, उसके बाद देर आर अदर थिंग्स. रोटी कपड़ा और पानी तो उसमें फूड में ही आ जाता है, ठीक है. स्लीप अपने आप आ जाती है, यू डोंट हैव टू वरी अबाउट दैट. लोग एक कहावत है, आई मस्ट आई टेल यू, पंजाबी में बोलते हैं कि नींद ना देखे बिस्तरा. नींद ना देखे बिस्तरा मतलब जब आपको बहुत गहरी नींद आती है ना, तो आप ये नहीं देखते हो कि आप कहाँ पे सो रहे हो, आपको नींद आ जाती है. सो दैट इज़ अ नीड ऑफ अ बॉडी. इट इज़ नॉट गोइंग टू कि हमें बहुत अच्छा सा मैट्रेस होना चाहिए तभी नींद आती है. समटाइम व्हेन यू आर डेड टायर्ड ना, आपको ना एसी चाहिए होता है ना फ़ैन चाहिए होता है, आपको नींद आ जाती है. दैट इज़ ऑब्वियस थिंग, उसके लिए हमें कुछ करना नहीं पड़ता है. बट फूड के लिए वी स्टिल हैव टू hunt for food in case we don't have that, basic requirement is not met. then water भी मिल जाता है, ठीक है. so clothes, house, ये हो गया हमारा physiological need में आ जाता है सब कुछ, ठीक है. unless and until these basic physiological needs are satisfied to the required amount, to the required extent, other needs do not motivate anybody. A hungry person will never think of a movie. A hungry person will never think of makeup kit. Or hungry person will not think कि मेरे पास कौन सा बैग है. A hungry person will only think of a bread or a roti. ठीक है. So as I said, man lives by bread alone when there is no bread. That's the bottom line of this whole theory. ठीक है. Next level पे आ जाओ. देखो आप, you are able to see safety needs, security में आपकी अगर एक जॉब है तब आपको हमेशा ये डर लगा रहता है, आई शुड हैव दिस जॉब फॉर एवर सो दैट मेरा रोटी का काम चलता रहे. ऑलराइट, कपड़े मिलते रहे मुझे, मैं मकान बना सकूँ. सो दैट इज़ कॉल्ड सिक्योरिटी. इफ़ यू हैव अ फियर ऑफ लॉस ऑफ जॉब, अगेन यू विल ऑल योर होल मोटिवेशन इज़ टू कीप दैट जॉब अलाइव. ओके. प्रॉपर्टी, नेचुरल कैलमिटीज़ और है, इन सब से आपको डर लगता रहता है कि मेरा घर नहीं ख़राब हो जाए. आपने कभी कभी देखा होगा, देयर आर सम चिल्ड्रन जिनके घर में ना कुछ भी फैसिलिटीज़ नहीं है, बट दे आर द टॉप मोस्ट रैंकर इन द यूपीएससी बोर्ड और यूपीएससी के एग्ज़ाम्स देते हैं. एंड दे आर हाउ आर दे एबल टू डू दैट? यू नो वाई? बिकॉज they have seen something which other people like you and me have not seen. हमारे बच्चों को और आप लोगों को सबको प्लेटर पे फूड मिलता है, प्लेटर पे सब कुछ मिलता है, अंदर भूख नहीं है. there is no fire inside. तो हम लोगों के बच्चे ना यूपीएससी के एग्ज़ाम्स क्रैक नहीं कर पाते, कोई भी ऐसे बड़े बड़े एग्ज़ाम्स क्रैक नहीं कर पाते, क्योंकि हमें मालूम है हमारी बेसिक नीड्स तो मिल ही रही है ना, अंदर फायर ही नहीं होती है। इन बच्चों में जो बहुत, कोई रिक्शा चालक का बच्चा है, कोई टेम्पो ऑटो ड्राइवर का बच्चा है, कोई फार्मर का बच्चा है, बहुत गरीबी में से उठ के कैसे आ जाते हैं, दे आर एबल टू जो बड़े बड़े लोग क्रैक नहीं कर पाते वो एग्ज़ाम वो क्रैक कर लेते हैं, बिकॉज उनका एक ही फोकस है, दे हैव सीन दैट, पेट की आग देखी हुई है उन्होंने, दे नो कि इफ इट दे विल नॉट डू दे विल रिमेन देयर ओनली, एंड दैट्स द ओनली थिंग व्हाट दे हैव टू डू सो दैट दे कैन क्लाइम द लैडर, एकदम ऊपर चढ़ जाना है। एंड जो नॉर्मल मीडियोकर मिडिल क्लास फैमिली के बच्चे हैं, दे उनकी बेसिक नीड्स आर मेट, सो दे डोंट वरी, दे डोंट put so much effort in that. All right, so a person who has got protection from such type of fear, like job of law, job का fear नहीं है, property का fear नहीं है, so that person can now move ahead on a higher ladder, hierarchy. So उसको क्या चाहिए होता है, उसके बाद फैमिली चाहिए होती है, फ्रेंड्स चाहिए होते हैं, राइट, गॉट इट, फ्रेंड्स, फैमिली, ये सब चीज़ें उसके बाद आएंगी. सच अ फिजियोलॉजिकल नीड लूज देयर मोटिवेशन पोटेंशियल व्हेन दे आर सेटिस्फाइड. कौन से? जब भी सेफ्टी वाले क्रॉस कर गए. आफ्टर दैट यू वॉन्ट लॉट्स ऑफ पीपल अराउंड यू, यू वॉन्ट अ वाइफ, इफ़ यू आर अ गर्ल यू वॉन्ट अ हस्बैंड. बट अगर आप फॉर एग्जाम्पल खुदा ना खास्ता ऐसा हो कि आपको खाने का भी नहीं है, कुछ भी नहीं है, उस टाइम पे नो बडी विल थिंक ऑफ हैविंग अ गर्लफ्रेंड और अ बॉयफ्रेंड, isn't it? So when other things are met, other needs are met, we think of these things. Okay, so safety needs will replace all these things. You all will begin to manifest yourself and as a person who has got some esteem in the society. तो अभी आपका फैमिली भी हो गया, गर्लफ्रेंड भी हो गया, वाइफ और हस्बैंड भी हो गया, सेफ्टी नीड्स आर मेट, सो नाउ यू विल बी थिंकिंग ऑफ एस्टीम्स. एस्टीम्स में क्या आ जाता है, क्या हो जाएगा? यू वॉन्ट, व्हाट डू यू वॉन्ट स्टेटस, इजंट इट? अब आपको स्टेटस चाहिए, देन यू वॉन्ट रेपुटेशन इन द सोसाइटी, एंड उसके बाद आपको जॉब भी है, सब कुछ है, बट रिकग्निशन नहीं मिल रहा है. सो आपको रिकग्निशन भी चाहिए, आपको चाहिए कि others should appreciate your work, others should appreciate how much wealth he has accumulated, what a good wife he has got, or what a good husband she has got. So ये आपका है esteem need है, esteem के needs है, and that will come afterwards. जब भी all these basic needs, physiological, safety and belonging needs are fulfilled, after this you will have this. So this is a type of a personal ego, to be very frank. आप मोर जितना आपको मिलता है आपका ईगो भी बढ़ता जाता है, बिकॉज यू वांट टू फ्लॉन्ट. आप गोल्ड की ज्वेलरी पहन के जाते हो, डायमंड की ज्वेलरी पहनते हो, आप मुवाड़ो की वॉच पहनते हो, रोलेक्स पहनते हो, मर्सिडीज बेंज खरीदते हो. ऑल दीज थिंग्स आर योर एस्टीम. यू वांट टू शो ऑफ बिकॉज यू हैव गॉट ईगो दैट you have been able to take care of other needs. Now you have climbed a ladder. Now you are satisfying your self-esteem. You are satisfying your self-esteem by the types of things that you have. You are wearing branded clothes, you have got good house. पहले तो एक छत चाहिए होती है, बट वो उसकी भी डिमांड्स बढ़ती रहती है ना. पहले एक छपड़ा चाहिए हमारे को रहने के लिए, बट अब वो हो गया, अरे नहीं ना, हमको का पाई जाए 1 BHK पाई जाए, राइट. देन आफ्टरवर्ड्स नहीं, अभी फैमिली बड़ी हो रही है, थोड़ा लोग फ्रेंडशिप, फ्रेंड सर्कल बड़ा हो गया. Now we need 2 BHK and after that you need a bungalow, right? So ये needs कभी ख़त्म नहीं होती है. Esteems का जो है ना, there is no end. आप हमेशा ऊपर वालों को देखते हो ना, you're getting inspired by that. अरे शाहरुख खान has got a big bungalow, काश मैं भी उतना कमा सकता, मैं भी उतना रख सकता, है ना. So these are the esteem needs. The organization can satisfy this need or ego by giving recognition to the amount of good work that you are doing, or giving you some bonuses, or giving you some extra, कि इसने काम किया, लेट्स गिव देम दिस पर्सन अ हाउस और समथिंग, ठीक है। सो इसके बाद आता है सेल्फ एक्चुअलाइजेशन, जिसमें नीड टू नो एंड अंडरस्टैंड एन एस्थेटिक नीड। सी एस्टीम नीड्स में आने के बाद जब भी नया नया कोई आदमी अमीर बनता है ना, दैट पर्सन ओनली थिंक्स ऑफ एस्टीम्स, कि ये चीज़ मैंने सुनी थी और ये चीज़ मैंने देखी थी, सो आई वॉन्ट दिस, ठीक है। बट एस्थेटिक इज समवट डिफरेंट। एस्थेटिक में आने के बाद इंसान को ये समझ में आ जाता है कि लेस इज मोर। यू डोंट हैव टू शोकेस एवरीथिंग दैट यू हैव गॉट। यहाँ पे एस्टीम नीड्स में उसको बहुत सारी गोल्ड ज्वेलरी चाहिए, उसको कार्स चाहिए, but afterwards he knows that everybody has understood him, that he's got money, he can flaunt. But afterwards when he starts understanding other people, and उसकी थोड़ी सी डिमांड्स उसके बाद थोड़ी सी कम हो जाती है, and then he does not want to flaunt, but जो चीज़ है बहुत थोड़े में वो एस्थेटिक सेंस आ जाता है उसके अंदर, ठीक है। जब भी कोई फर्स्ट जनरेशन अमीर बनती है ना, उसको सब कुछ चाहिए होता है, बट जैसे जैसे वो ज़्यादा उसका सेकेंड जनरेशन भी अमीर बन जाता है ना, तो उसके बाद वो शो ऑफ की भावना उसके अंदर कम हो जाती है, उसमें एस्थेटिक ज़्यादा आ जाता है। मीन्स थोड़ा भी होगा बट क्लासी चीज़ होगी। इट्स नॉट दैट बहुत सारी चीज़ें। इसका एग्जाम्पल आई विल टेल यू। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, आपके पास पहले 5000 की सैलरी थी, ओके, गॉट इट। तो आपका रोटी का काम हो गया, फूड का नीड इज़ सेटिस्फाइड, डन। देन उसके बाद आपने कुछ पैसे भी बचा लिए, देन यू विल बाय क्लोथ्स। अब क्या है, पहले से बेटर क्लोथ्स आपके पास आ गए, बिकॉज एंड देन उसके बाद आपने एक अच्छा सा छोटा सा घर भी ले लिया, 1 BHK भी ले लिया, ठीक है। नाउ आपका सैलरी बढ़ गया, 10,000 हो गया। नाउ व्हाट यू विल डू, यू विल बाय इवन मोर क्लोथ्स, ओके। इवन उसके बाद अगर आपका 10,000 के बाद थोड़ा और सैलरी बढ़ा, यू विल गो टू 2 BHK, गॉट इट। सो व्हाट हैपन्स, यहाँ पे आपके क्लोथ्स की कमी नहीं हो रही है, क्लोथ्स एवरी टाइम यू आर एडिंग, बट उसके बाद व्हाट यू विल डू, आपको लगेगा कि इतने सारे कपड़ों की ज़रूरत नहीं है मुझे, आई विल बाय ओनली फ्यू बट क्लासी वन, ओके, गॉट इट। दैट इज द एस्थेटिक। मीन्स आपको समझ में आ रहा है कि इट्स numbers will not matter, it is what type of taste you have got, that's more important. That comes afterwards, after you have really gone through this process, छोटे से बड़े 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 होते गए, then you will understand कि कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है बहुत सारी चीज़ों को flaunt करने की, because now you have understood other people in this process, you have understood their nature, innermost nature also, कि किसको satisfied, किसको दिखा रहे हैं हम, इट इज़ आवर ओन नीड्स, तो हम अपने आप को बेस्ट दें और थोड़ा भले दें। एंड देन कम्स द सेल्फ एक्चुअलाइजेशन, जब आपको इन सब चीज़ों से भी कोई फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता है, ओके, दिस इज़ द हाईएस्ट उसके बाद तो ट्रांसडेंस आ जाता है, विच दैट मीन्स जब आप दुनियादारी छोड़ देते हो। सेल्फ एक्चुअलाइजेशन में आप दुनियादारी नहीं छोड़ते हो, यू स्टिल पार्ट ऑफ द वर्ल्ड। सो दिस इज कॉल्ड द हाईएस्ट अमंग द नीड्स इन द हायरार्की ऑफ दिस पिरामिड, ठीक है, which was created by Maslow. So self-actualization is the desire to become what one is capable of becoming. So the growth, जो personal growth है, that is now catered. आप सब चीज़ों को भूल जाते हो, आप अपने ऊपर वर्क करना शुरू कर देते हो, ठीक है। A person here feels that he should accomplish something in his life. Accomplishing having a 1 BHK and then having car, all these things, they don't matter much after some time, okay. So he wants to now unlock his potential, the true potential, because he knows everything is there. उसका खाना पीना है, belongingness है, wife है, esteem need है, he knows and understand other people, he has got good aesthetic sense. So now when he knows that everything else is there, now let me unlock my true potential, ठीक है, to the maximum extent. Now he desires to become what one actually is capable of. आपने देखा होगा जब सब नीड्स हो जाती है ना पूरी, सडनली जो जितने भी इंजीनियर्स हैं, कई कई इंजीनियर्स को मैंने देखा है, व्हेन दे हैव गॉट लॉट ऑफ मनी एंड ऑल, दे सब कुछ छोड़ देते हैं वो, एंड सब कुछ छोड़ के वो गांव में आ जाते हैं एंड खेती करते हैं, बिकॉज दैट इज व्हाट देयर इनरमोस्ट डिजायर वाज, दैट इज द प्लेस वेयर दे नो कि नो मोर रनिंग अराउंड. नाउ व्हाट डू दे वांट इन इंटरनली, जो मोटिवेट करता है वो, देन दे स्टार्ट डूइंग दैट. बहुत सारे लोग हैं, अरे बहुत कमाने के बाद दे लीव एवरीथिंग एंड देन दे सेड कि अब मेरी लीव, माई कंडीशंस आर मेट. आई टेल यू एग्जाम्पल ऑफ दिस वन गाय कॉल्ड राजीव मल्होत्रा. ही इज़ एन NRI. उसका एक चैनल भी है यूट्यूब में, आई थिंक राजीव मल्होत्रा ऑफिशियल्स. सो वंस आई वॉज जस्ट लिसनिंग टू हिज स्टोरी, ही सेड आई वॉज लाइक, ही वॉज अ बिजनेस मैन, बहुत पैसा अर्न कर लिया, ही हैड 2 daughters, वाइफ, अच्छा खासा मनी था, बट देन उसका इनरमोस्ट डिज़ायर था कि जो उसने all his years in his journey to accumulate all that wealth, he has understood that इंडिया की जो अंदर जो इंडिया की जो ट्रेजर है, कल्चर है, जो संस्कृति है, दैट सिविलाइजेशन, ही वांटेड टू वर्क ऑन दैट. एंड ही सेड कि जब तक व्हेन आई एम वर्किंग फॉर माय बिजनेस, आई विल नॉट बी एबल टू devote my time for all these things. So then he realized that I have accumulated enough wealth that it can sustain my whole lifetime. Even my wife and my children, they can live aram se. And afterwards the children will earn on their own. Na? So how much do you want to earn? For how many generation you want to earn? To be very frank, we should not think of next generation. Whatever we earn, we should be able to use on ourselves. Because आपके बच्चे को अगर आप पैसे देकर जाओगे, that person will misuse that money. He will not work hard on himself. So then he realized that इतना अमाउंट मैं अपनी वाइफ और बच्चों के लिए छोड़ देता हूँ, सो दैट उनका एजुकेशन तक का चल जाए. आफ्टरवर्ड दे हैव टू रन देयर ओन लाइफ, दे विल वर्क, दे विल अर्न. नाउ आई विल डेडिकेट माई रेस्ट ऑफ माई लाइफ फॉर studying the Indian culture, finding out all those things that I actually need to be undiscovered, which need some attention. So he started with that program where he takes one topic or the other topic, where I mean he's got very good collection. If you go and see Rajiv Malhotra official on YouTube, he's a very plain simple guy but lot of knowledge. Now he has gone towards self-actualization. Got it? Now he desires to have some challenges कि ये problem है अभी हमारा, so how we are going to solve it. He wants to achieve something special other than money. ठीक है? Now what are the characteristics of a self-actualized person? A self-actualized person ठीक है, these are some I have enumerated, but then there are more also. So basically a self-actualized person, he embraces the unknown and the ambiguous with an open arm, because all his needs are met. He knows that he can take care of other things, so now he has to go higher. ठीक है? Now they accept themselves with all their flaws, because they have come to that level where they have given enough time for introspection. He knows that I have got ego. He knows that he's got anger. Self-actualized people, they are not perfect people. ऐसा नहीं है कि they are perfect, but they know themselves. It's the most important thing to know yourself. To be very frank, nobody knows हमारे अंदर क्या चल रहा है. What lies above, behind us, what lies before us are matter very tiny as compared to what lies within us. So हमारे अंदर जो चल रहा है ना, if we come to know, that is called self-actualization, and we should know कि इसके बाद मेरी ये डिमांड्स ख़त्म हो जाती हैं, I have to work on myself. That's a journey, that's not a destination कि आपने realize कर लिया तो हो गया. No, that itself is a journey. I don't know how many years it may take. ठीक है. So self actualized people, they prioritize and they enjoy this journey because that they know कि life is something, if you sit आराम से and look at your life from another, as a drishta कहते हैं ना, as a person who is somebody else. See how you were born, how many people you saw, how many people you met, how many mistakes you did, how many people you helped, and how many problems you are encountering. If you look at those problems from another's perspective, another person's perspective, you will be able to get the answers also within, you know within a seconds. But we get involved, हमारा ego involved हो जाता है. So self actualized people, they are able to look at their life from a different perspective. They are motivated by growth, not by the need. ठीक है. दे सेल्फ एक्चुअलाइजेशन आ जाता है जब आपको एक लाइफ में पर्पस मालूम चल जाता है कि नाउ माई पर्पस ऑफ माई लाइफ इज टू डू दिस. ओके. सो सेल्फ एक्चुअलाइजेशन जब आएगा, विल यू बी ट्रबल्ड बाय स्मॉल थिंग्स? नो, बिकॉज योर पर्पस इज हायर, योर पर्पस इज समथिंग बिगर. फिर स्मॉल थिंग्स विल नेवर मैटर टू यू. ओके. And self-actualized people, they are always grateful for whatever they are going through. Even if they are going through hell, they know that this has something to teach them, because they have now understood what life actually is. It is not that कि हम लोग रोते धोते बैठ जाएं कि ये हमारे साथ हो रहा है. No, it is not that at all. If some problem has knocked on your door, it has to teach you something. Okay. So self actualized people जो होते हैं, after getting so much of information, purpose in their life, they become very humble. Nothing can touch them. They are not aggressive. ठीक है. But still there are some issues with self actualized people, because you cannot be perfect. We are becoming like God, but we cannot become God. A person who is self-actualized is like a godly person, but he is not God. There are many people in this world. Like for example, even if I have to talk about Guru Nanak Dev Ji, Jesus Christ, Buddha, and all, they aimed at self-actualization. They in fact become higher than that. They transcended human behavior. They were even one step ahead of this, but they never claimed that they were God. Jesus Christ said he is Son of God. Guru Nanak Dev Ji never claimed that he is God, because God, you can become like God. Some of the qualities can be like them, but God is perfect. Nobody on this earth who has ever taken birth on this planet earth is perfect. Even Lord Ram was not perfect, because there are so many theories that goes against him. Because if you have to see from current point of view, I have so many objections why he had to behave that way with Sita. He may be correct on one side, but his behavior towards Sita and telling her to go and live her rest of her life in a forest, that was not, I would not accept. Why? Just because somebody else is pointing at your wife, you don't have trust on your wife? मर्यादा पुरुषोत्तम का ये मतलब नहीं है कि आप राजा हो तो आपको अपना देखना है. He could have taken a different stance and told his public, his praja, no. Rather than giving them a lesson on that thing, that was a tyagna. Sita ka tyag was I don't agree with that part. Though he was very good, he was a obedient son, he was a very good husband also at time. He fought for his wife, but then afterwards there are certain issues. So I will not consider anybody on this earth to be God. God is something which we claim to be totally perfect without any flaws. But there are all those people, all those gurus, all those जैसे जीसस क्राइस्ट, महात्मा बुद्ध एंड all these people, they must have had something, they must have transcended, they must have gone above the level of self-actualization. But then, as I said, self-actualized people are also not perfect. Even the transcended people who have gone one step ahead, they are also not perfect, because only one thing is perfect here, is that is God. Got it? So we can have some qualities of God. Some of the people, they can have many qualities of God, but then not all the qualities. Got it? So let me just check the time. Okay, so we'll have a break of, nay, let me do this one also. We'll read about all these things. So they are realistically oriented people. Okay, they accept themselves, because acceptance is सबसे important thing. अपने आप को accept करो, फिर other people को accept करो, and the natural world for what they are. That means when you explain, then you don't complain. ठीक है? They have a great deal of spontaneity. They are very fast in doing anything. Okay, they are, because they are not manipulative. Manipulative people will think कि ऐसा करेंगे वैसा होगा. Spontaneous people will be very true. Okay, they are problem centered rather than self centered. So they will give a solution to the problem rather than thinking of themselves. They have an air of detachment to everything. एक important point है, that is called attachment and detachment. Be in the world in such a way that you are attached also to everybody. Attached in the sense you care for others, but then at the same time detached also. Why? Because detachment will tell you that nothing in this life is yours. Even the so-called most precious relations, they are not yours. Your father, mother, your brother, sister, your husband, your wife, your children, nobody else is actually yours. One thing that you have to understand is that you are alone. You have come to this world alone, and you will go alone. They are part of your journey. You may get attached to them because you care for them, but at the same time you have to have this feeling कि you have to have this detachment का feeling all the time, because then this journey will become very easy. Attachment कहाँ तक रखना है? So that you care for them. Attachment उस way में नहीं रखना that you expect things from them. जहाँ you start feeling expectation, you will start having frustration, because all the expectations cannot be met. आप एक और चीज़ याद रखना, you love X, for example, you love X will love Y will love Z, and Z will love you. So ये कभी ऐसा नहीं होता कि you love X and X will love you back. बहुत रेयर चांसेस में होता है. इवन हस्बैंड एंड वाइफ के बीच में, हस्बैंड एंड वाइफ है, हस्बैंड का हो सकता है ज़्यादा प्यार हो वाइफ की तरफ, और वाइफ का प्यार जो हो उतना नहीं हो, ओनली थोड़ा सा हो, और क्योंकि उसका वाइफ का प्यार दूसरों में भी बटा होगा, बच्चों में भी बटा होगा, हस्बैंड का भी थोड़ा बहुत प्यार बच्चों में. सो इट इज़ नॉट ऑलवेज 1:1 कभी नहीं होता है. दैट यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड इन योर लाइफ. ठीक है? सो दैट अगर आपने ये चीज़ समझ ली, यू विल only get attached to people so that you care for them and expect nothing in return. If you care for X, don't expect anything from that person. Maybe आप X का बहुत कुछ कर रहे हो, इसके लिए बहुत केयर कर रहे हो, बट आपको वहाँ से रिटर्न नहीं मिल रहा. सो आपको रिटर्न कहाँ से मिल रहा है? कहीं और से मिल रहा है. सो जस्ट बी सेटिस्फाइड ना. इट्स ऑलवेज नॉट गिव एंड टेक कि मैंने इसको दिया तो मुझे यही वापस करेगा प्यार. नो, it could be somebody else. So what is more important? The love is more important, whether you get it from somebody else or that person only. If you get love back from the same person to whom you are giving, you are very lucky. Got it? So now attachment, detachment भी हो गया. दे आर ऑटोनोमस, दैट मीन्स दे आर अपने आप सारा काम अपने ऊपर डिपेंडेंट होते हैं, दे डिपेंड ऑन देमसेल्फ। मोस्ट ऑफ द वर्क दे विल नॉट थिंक कि मेरा ये काम वो कर देगा, मीन्स अपना ही जनरेट करते हैं। इनफैक्ट दे विल हेल्प अदर्स rather than get becoming dependent on other. Okay, they try to manufacture their own things में कुछ भी हो सकता है, earning हो सकता है, things और कुछ भी हो सकता है। So they their appreciation of people and thing is fresh and rather than stereotype. जब वो दूसरों की तारीफ करते हैं, it is from the bottom of their heart. It's not meant कि उनको कुछ चाहिए किसी से, ठीक है। Most of them had profound mystical or spiritual experiences. Abhi, what are spiritual experiences? This is something very deep, and only those who have got those experiences will be able to tell. Okay? But if you have deep faith, so you must have seen right now from your birth, you must have seen at least one or two miracles in your life, where you have thought कि ऐसा नहीं हो सकता, and you start praying to God, and then suddenly that thing happen. That is also one of the spiritual experience which can be seen. Otherwise there are internal experiences, spiritual experiences, like when you are self-actualized person, you have transcended the human body form, then you can sit quietly for long hours without getting disturbed, and then your breathing levels, they become very shallow, and then sometimes at the center of your eye you were able to see visions, sometimes you are able to see light, and sometimes when you sit quietly in a solitude, you are able to hear dhun and shabad dhun. These are some things, and then that is called the music, that is called eternal music, which is called that keeps on going inside your body, जो हमें एक्चुअल में सुनता नहीं है। इसको कैसे बता सकते हैं? Self-actualized people, they are able to see those things which we are not able to see through our eyes. Self-actualized people are able to hear some things which we are not able to hear through our ears. So हम लोगों को ऐसा लगता है ना कि whatever we are able to see through these five senses कौन सी है हमारी? आइज़ का साइट हो गया, हियरिंग हो गया, टच हो गया, टेस्ट हो गया, एंड स्मेल हो गया। सो हम लोगों को लगता है कि यही दुनिया है, ठीक है, इसके अलावा कुछ नहीं है। बट देर आर सर्टेन थिंग्स विच वी हैव नॉट बीन एबल टू सी, अभी तक हम लोगों ने वो देखा ही नहीं है, ठीक है। देर आर सर्टेन थिंग्स विच वी हैव स्टिल नॉट हर्ड, इतनी फ्रीक्वेंसी की। अच्छा, आपको ये भी मालूम होगा कि हमारा जो लाइट का जो रेंज होता है ना, जो हमारा विजुअल रेंज होता है, दैट इज़ कुछ एक इसके बीच में हम लोग देख सकते हैं, उसके बियॉन्ड भी हम लोग नहीं देख सकते, उसके पहले भी नहीं देख सकते। दैट इज़ कॉल्ड इंफ्रारेड लाइट्स एंड अल्ट्रा वायलेट लाइट्स। तो जो विजिबल रेंज है दैट इज़ वेरी स्मॉल, जो हमको दिखता है। इंफ्रारेड को हम लोग नहीं देख सकते, अल्ट्रा वायलेट्स को वी कैन नॉट सी। सो दैट मीन्स दैट प्रूव्स द पॉइंट दैट देर आर सर्टेन थिंग्स विच वी आर नॉट एबल टू सी। एनिमल्स में, कई एनिमल्स में ये खूबी होती है दैट दे आर एबल टू सी what human beings can't see, ठीक है। So that means around us there are certain things that we are not able to see, and there are certain sounds that we are not able to hear, and similarly there are certain smells that we have never had the experience. Only when you have done lot of meditation, okay, all these doors they open in here, in the middle of your आइज़ के बीच में, ये जो ये सपोज आपकी आइज़ है, यहाँ पे देन यू स्टार्ट सीइंग द लाइट, ओके, दैट इज़, एंड आपके कानों में ऐसे ऐसे आवाज़ें आती हैं जो आपने कभी नहीं सुनी है। सो दिस इज़ अ जर्नी। आई एम नॉट टेलिंग यू ऑल टू बिकम लाइक दैट, अभी बन भी नहीं सकते इतनी जल्दी, इट टेक्स लॉट ऑफ टाइम एंड एफर्ट, बट ये है कि यू कैन स्टार्ट द प्रोसेस नाउ। you have become adult now, एटलीस्ट स्टार्ट सिटिंग फॉर हाफ एन आवर मेडिटेशन. एटलीस्ट आपको ये सब नहीं होगा तो आपकी लाइफ में दूसरे चेंजेस आ जाएंगे. यू विल बिकम मोर डिसिप्लिन्ड, यू विल नो हाउ टू रेस्ट, यू विल नो वॉट यू वॉन्ट, यू विल बी एबल टू प्लान फॉर योर सेल्फ. और अगर अच्छा रहा आपका जर्नी टूवर्ड्स दिस मेडिटेशन, मे बी आई डोंट, मैं आपको अपने से कंपेयर नहीं करूँगी बिल्कुल, बिकॉज मेरे को तो अभी तक सेल्फ एक्चुअलाइजेशन नहीं हुआ है और मैंने अभी तक वो लाइट भी नहीं देखी है, ठीक है ना. बट अगर आपके अंदर वो खूबी है और आप से बैठ सकते हो तो यू कैन, बिकॉज ऐसा कोई एज का गैप तो वो तो होता नहीं है ना. सम चिल्ड्रन दे आर वेरी स्पिरिचुअली इंक्लाइन, उनको बहुत पहले से विजन्स आते हैं. सो सबसे बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट बात है, यू सेल्फ एक्चुअलाइज पीपल, दे आर वेरी कंपैशनेट, दे हैव लॉट ऑफ कंपैशन फॉर अदर ह्यूमन बींग्स. वो बहुत प्यार करते हैं, हर एक को एक नज़र से देखते हैं. they don't have anger in them, they don't have hatred in them. ठीक है. हाँ देखो, they identify with the mankind. देखो सेम ही बात होगी ना, देखा आपने. सो देयर इंटीमेट रिलेशनशिप इज़ विद वेरी फ्यू. कुछ लोगों के साथ ही उनका क्लोज रिलेशनशिप होता है, बट स्टिल दे हैव प्रोफाउंड लव फॉर द होल मैनकाइंड. ठीक है. देयर वैल्यूज़ एंड एटीट्यूड्स आर डेमोक्रेटिक, मीन्स वो कभी भी गलत बात नहीं करेंगे. They do not confuse means with the end. कभी भी confusion उनके माइंड में है ही नहीं. And their sense of humor is philosophical rather than hostile. किसी को तकलीफ नहीं देते हैं वो, कभी किसी को बुरा करने के लिए मजाक नहीं करते हैं. मजाक इस सेंस में करते हैं कि वो फिलोसफिकल होता है. ठीक है. दे हैव अ ग्रेट फंड ऑफ क्रिएटिवनेस. उनका क्रिएटिविटी बहुत बढ़ जाता है. आप मेडिटेशन में बैठना शुरू करो, सडनली यू विल स्टार्ट गेटिंग आइडियाज़, एंड आई एम नॉट जोकिंग. आपको मैं बताऊँ, जितने ज़्यादातर साइंटिस्ट हैं ना, उनका जब भी when they have written either autobiography or their biography, most of the visions have come in their dreams or when they have sat for meditation. Albert Einstein जो है ना, theory of relativity he has given, he also has once mentioned that once he is stuck in a problem or a mathematical कोई question में stuck हो जाता था, and he was not used to, he's never used to get the answer, he would go and sit on the piano. He learned piano from his mother, but he knew that it really takes him to another level. उसके लिए music was meditation. It is not that कि आपको meditation करने के लिए योगा के posture में बैठना है. Sometimes meditation is your work also. Sometimes when you get involved in your painting, when you get involved in the music so much, that itself becomes a meditation, and you start getting ideas from there. So similarly, Einstein used to sit on the piano, playing piano, and suddenly he would run and get the solution, and he would write it there कि ये इसका ये आंसर है. Ramanujan was a great mathematician from South India. When he went to Oxford, he was given a lot of big problems on mathematics. So, and then at times, you know, when, and he used to solve, कभी कभी बोलता था, give me some time, I will give you the answer in, I will work on it. And then he used to say, next day when he used to come up with the solution, तो उससे पूछते थे, how have you given this answer? Because it is beyond your, then you know what answer he used to give? Last night I was working on this problem and was not able to get any solution, and then I slept praying to my goddess. उसकी कोई कुल देवी थी, and he used to say कि मैं उसको प्रे करके सो गया कि मुझे इसका आंसर नहीं मिल रहा है. तो he said कि रात को ड्रीम में आके उसने मुझे इसका सोल्यूशन बताया, and अब now I'm standing in front of you giving you the answer. तो everybody else used to get, you know, कि ये पागल बना रहा है. But no, you will get answers because your subconscious mind has got most of the answers. When we sit in meditation, we actually get access to that subconscious mind. ठीक है. Now creativity के बात में मैं, when I was talking about creativity, so I wanted to tell you about this. ठीक है. Even आपको एक और बात बताती हूँ. You will be surprised to know Elias Hope was a person who had who invented sewing machine. Do you remember sewing machine जो पुराने ज़माने की ऐसे होती थी, ऐसे करके मशीन होती थी जिसमें हम लोग ऐसे से घुमाते थे और यहाँ पे एक फिरकी लगती थी. इफ़ यू रिमेंबर दैट, यहाँ पे कपड़े हम लोग बनाते थे. सो उसका जो फंडा था ना, नीडल ऊपर नीचे जाएगी और उसमें टांके टांके ऐसे सोइंग होता जाएगा. सो ही गॉट दिस आइडिया in his dreams. Dreams is something when you sleep you get access to your subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind has got most of the answers to your problem. करके देख लेना, because I have tried and tested this many a times. I am stuck in a situation and I don't know what to do. Then I pray to God and I sleep. Okay, I am not able to get this answer. May my subconscious help me in that. Similarly, एक साइंस का ऑर्गेनिक केमिस्ट्री का अगर आप लोगों ने कभी पढ़ा होगा, ऑर्गेनिक केमिस्ट्री में बेंजीन का स्ट्रक्चर होता है. आई डोंट नो वेदर यू नो और नो डोंट नो. बेंजीन ऐसा करके एक कंपाउंड होता है, ठीक है, ऐसे करके यहाँ पे कार्बन कार्बन लगा होता है, ठीक है. तो जो साइंटिस्ट इसके ऊपर वर्क कर रहा था, आई एम नॉट एबल टू रिमेंबर हिज नेम राइट नाउ. सो ही वॉज नॉट एबल टू फॉर्मुलेट द स्ट्रक्चर कि कैसे बनेगा इसका फॉर्मूला, क्योंकि इसमें हाइड्रोजन हाइड्रोजन ऐसे करके लगेगा, कैसे बनेगा. सो देन इन हिज ड्रीम ही सॉ थ्री स्नेक्स ऐसे करके ईटिंग, एक दूसरे की टेल को खा रहे हैं ऐसे करके. तो तब उसने ये स्ट्रक्चर उसको समझ में आया. सो दीज आर द वंडर्स ऑफ योर सबकॉन्शियस माइंड. ये तो सिर्फ इतना सबकॉन्शियस का बता रही हूँ. इफ़ यू गेट इन टू मेडिटेशन यू विल गेट सो मेनी वंडर्स टू सी. ओके, नाउ दे रेजिस्ट इन conformity to the culture. They transcend the environment rather than just coping with it. That they get above it. Rather than getting affected by the problem, they are more solution oriented. So I will stop my lecture here and I'll give you a break of 10 minutes. Okay, I'll give you a 10 minutes break and we'll start again. Okay, all of you have started submitting your projects. Just let me know. I'll just check because 31st is the last date. Okay, on or before 31st you have to submit your project. Welcome back again. We'll be starting with the next topic of this chapter, that is, what are the limitations of this theory, of Maslow's theory of hierarchy, where he tells us what are the basic needs and how we get to climb this ladder and reach the self-actualization point. Okay, but Maslow's theory of motivation, it is very successful, it is very well known, but then there are certain limitations that we have to talk about, because here he has oversimplified this process, which is actually not the case. Maslow's theory is like, it says that there is a direct cause and effect relationship between need and behavior, which is actually sometimes not. This process is not so simple because there are many factors that can come in between, right? He's just taken on mote taur pe, okay? But everybody has a different way of living, everybody may have different physical needs, and everybody is not in a same situation. So there is oversimplification here, though if you have to look at from that point of view, that these are the needs and which are the basic needs, so they are correct to some extent, but everybody's situation may not match with this Maslow's theory. Got it? So then there are lacking references, means this theory has to refer to other motivating factors like expectation, experience, and perception. Lack of uniform approach is also there. That means needs all the people to be equally, which actually are not uniform. Many are satisfied with only physical needs, many will have more dependency on security needs, many have got once their food needs are done, they are satisfied, as I gave you example of sadhu and sant. Once their food meals are satisfied, every day's food is satisfied, they don't have any other needs. So there are many exceptions. Some people may just climb the ladder directly to self-actualization after the food is done. Okay, some people will have only few stoppage in between because they consider their families to be very more important. Some people only consider their career to be more important, some people only after recognition. So there are there's a lack of clarity here. And some people, the pattern of hierarchy of need as suggested by Maslow may not be applicable uniformly to everybody. Okay, so it is not applicable to one and all. That means, because there are a lot of there are different type of people, there are different types of need also. So one size fit all is not something that we'll try to look here, because it is not the case, it never happens with anybody. So compatibility issues with the present generation need, because nowadays this Maslow's theories were created long time back. Now we have got lot of other needs. अभी तो phone का need आ गया ना, we cannot survive without phone. Now it has become a basic need for anybody, because phone में सब कुछ आ जाता है, you get connected, so phone has also become one of the basic needs. Okay, then lack of supportive evidences. So Maslow's theory is widely accepted, but there is very less support to evidences to support this theory. It is largely based on your it is basically more tentative. जो हमने सोचा, it is not exactly the way it is, because it has not been able to test. It is not tested. It's theoretical. Most of these things are theoretical, because everybody, as I told you, has got different needs, have got different aspirations. So we have considered that his theory lacks the supportive evidences. It's based more on philosophical needs rather than scientific needs. So it is difficult to reach self-actualization. So actually, in real sense, Maslow says that if these things are met, so you can reach self-actualization, but in the real life it doesn't happen. even if all the needs are satisfied, not or everybody, one in a million person, one in a million, that's the count, that person can reach self actualization. Because self actualization is something that you will have to force yourself into. It will not come automatically that these things are met, so now this person is self actualized. Maybe there are people whose all needs are met. राजा महाराजे जो होते थे उनकी तो सब नीड्स पूरी होती थी ना, सब कुछ उनको मिला होता था. वर द सेल्फ एक्चुअलाइज्ड? नो. सो it is difficult to reach self-actualization. ठीक है, Maslow says people attend to basic needs first and then progressively deal with the complex matter until they reach this stage of self-actualization. ठीक है, but in reality it is not there. Not everybody aspires for self-actualization. They go in loop and loop and just continue fulfilling their फिजियोलॉजिकल नीड एंड सेफ्टी नीड्स एंड देन एस्टीम नीड, उसमें ही घूम के रह जाते हैं. ठीक है, नाउ कंप्लीट सेटिस्फैक्शन पॉइंट. सो एट द टिप ऑफ द पिरामिड एज आई शोड यू देयर वाज अ ट्रांसेंडेंस, उससे नीचे सेल्फ एक्चुअलाइजेशन. सो the tip of the point, human being, they never reach that complete satisfaction, because our demands, as I told you, they are never satisfied. As I told you earlier also, नीचे के जो चार है ना नीड्स, फिजियोलॉजिकल, सेफ्टी, एस्टीम, उसमें ही हमारा लूप चलता रहता है. सो दिस मीन्स द मोर ही गेट्स द मोर ही वांट्स. वो सेल्फ एक्चुअलाइजेशन तक तो जाता ही नहीं है, राइट? And there is a pattern. There are cases when the needs need to not to follow the pattern of hierarchy. Sometimes there are cases, individual who want to fulfill their self-actualization need even though their primary needs are not fulfilled. जैसे मैंने बोला, there are many people. ठीक है, so religious leader may go on fast for days and then they get self-actualization. So there are many exceptions. So Maslow's theory is not all the time, it will not stand true to the present day scenario. ठीक है, now methods of responding to conflicts. What are the different methods how we'll be taking? So first is different people react differently to the same situation. Yes, we know this now. Same conflicting situation, but different people will have different reaction. So some of the methods or styles of responding the conflicts are first let's see who are addressers. Addressers are those people who are willing to take initiative and also risk to solve any conflict. They are called addressers. ठीक है, so they try to talk to their opponents, they try to agree with them on some issues, they try to impose their feeling on some issues. So addressers can be of two type. Either they are first steppers or they are confronters. First steppers हो जाते हैं वो जो कि they believe that some trust has to be established to settle any conflict. So they are called first steppers. They offer to make a gestures of affability. We are agreeing to you. They also sympathize with the other party. They try to win back their trust and all. But confronters, on the other hand, they think that things have now gone so bad that they have nothing to lose by fighting or confronting for the situation. कि अब तो मामला बिगड़ ही गया तो चलो जाने दो. So they are not like some first steppers. They don't try to find what they can agree to. They don't try to sympathize with them other party. ठीक है, so they are confronters. They don't care now because they think that situation has now gone out of his or her hand. Now then there are some people who are called concealers. कंसीलर्स की स्पेलिंग मैंने रॉन्ग लिखते हैं, यहाँ पे ई आएगा. एनीवेज, ठीक है. सो कंसीलर्स में दोज पीपल जो अपनी दे डोंट से एनीथिंग, दे वांट टू हाइड देयर फीलिंग्स. ओके, दे कंसील करते हैं अपने आप को. ठीक है, दे कंसील देयर व्यूज, देयर फीलिंग्स, देयर पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू. सो कंसीलर्स आर ऑफ थ्री टाइप. वन इज फीलिंग swallowers, सेकेंड इज सब्जेक्ट चेंजर्स एंड थर्ड आर अवॉइडर्स. अवॉइडर्स कौन होते हैं? पीपल हु go out of their way to avoid any conflict. They believe that the best way to resolve a conflict is to run away from the situation. ऐसा होता है क्या? When you run away from the situation, you are not dealing with the problem, you are running away. That means you are avoiding it. So avoiding में there will be no solution. Who are subject changers? They feel that the real issue is very difficult to handle, so they change the subject to something else where they can find the agreement, ठीक है, with the conflicting party. Now, who are the feeling swallowers? Feeling swallowers are those people who swallow their feeling. अपना कहते हैं ना, कड़वे घूंट पी कर रह जाते हैं जो, ठीक है, swallow कर लेते हैं, घूंटों को पी लेते हैं, ठीक है. They smile even if the situation is causing them pain, because वो अपने दर्द को अंदर ले लेते हैं. They behave because they consider that other party will not listen to them. They will make mock of them. They will mock their feeling. If they tell their true feeling, whatever is going in their mind, the other party is not going to listen to them and they are going to make fun of them. Okay? So they are called feeling swallowers. Now, apart from that, there are certain people who are attackers. Some are upfront attackers, some people are behind the back attacker. Behind the back people are difficult to handle because आपको पता नहीं होता कि वो पीछे से क्या कर रहे हैं, ठीक है ना. Upfront attackers, they are very aggressive and attack the opponent openly. Or upfront attackers are the people who are most of the time most hated, but behind the back people, they are actually more dangerous, but they are very diplomatic. On the face they will be very nice. So these are the different types of conflicting situations. But how to deal with them? We have to be addressers. Okay, we cannot be concealers, we cannot be attackers. We have to address the issues, right? These are the different types of people, and हमको address करना है situation को. Run away नहीं करना है, attack नहीं करना है. Conceal भी क्या करेंगे? After concealing, will you get any answers? No. So the point is, be a good first stepper. Try to resolve the issue. Try to find the affability. Trying to find where we can agree to the other party, where we cannot. Try to sympathize with the third party. Okay? Don't even be a confronter. So only first steppers are the best one here. Okay? Now, conflict management strategies क्या हैं? Conflicting situations they are very important because to understand and manage them is also very important, because you cannot have a conflict free environment. Everywhere there is a conflict going on. In the whole world is full of conflict. The whole world is in chaos. एक भी आदमी ऐसा आप खड़ा नहीं कर सकते जो बोले कि मेरे किसी के साथ कोई कॉन्फ्लिक्ट ही नहीं चल रहा है. अगर उसका किसी और के साथ नहीं चल रहा है, उसके अंदर ही द्वंद्व चल रहा होता है, उसके माइंड के अंदर ही कॉन्फ्लिक्ट चल रहा होता है. सो it's important that we learn how to manage them. So conflict management strategies में we have to understand the needs of people, their interests, their goals, their values of both the parties who are involved in the conflict. ठीक है? A conflict is a common phenomena which happens everywhere in the world. Home, school, family, office, anywhere. Where there are people, conflict is bound to happen because everybody has a different interest, everybody has a different need and goal, they have different values, so conflict is going to arise. हम conflict को नहीं भगा सकते, but we can manage it. How do we manage it? And we should never say that conflict is bad. Conflict is actually, it gives you room for improvement, because now it presents you an opportunity to find a solution, to find improvement in your situation. Okay? So it is important to understand and apply various conflict resolution techniques to find the answer for that problem. Right? So first is forcing. Forcing may, this may involve pushing one's viewpoint at the expense of other person's viewpoint, and then you maintain your firm, stand on that that you don't resist, you don't change. Okay, so that is called forcing. Okay, where somebody who firmly pursues his or own concern is called a forcer, is a person who is a forcing person. एग्जाम्पल क्या हो सकते हैं फोर्सिंग के? इन सिचुएशन certain situation when all the other things they don't work, then force के साथ हम लोग कॉन्फ्लिक्ट को एंड कर सकते हैं. ठीक है ना, फोर्सफुली. नहीं नहीं, अच्छा छोड़ो, बस 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 हो गया, बहुत बहुत लड़ाई होगी. सो दिस इज ऑल्सो अ मेथड ऑफ फोर्सिंग, वेर कभी कोई सोल्यूशन मिला नहीं, बट स्टिल यू हैव फोर्स द पीपल टू पार्ट. ठीक है, कन्फ्लिक्ट आपने फॉर द टाइम बिंग सॉल्व कर दिया, बट इट विल अगेन हैपन बिकॉज इशूज हैव नॉट बीन रिजॉल्व्ड. ओके, नाउ व्हेन यू नीड टू स्टैंड अप फॉर योर ओन राइट्स, you resist aggression and pressure, then they're very important. Forcing is that time very important because sometimes you are bullied, so you will have to force your ideas ki you have to resist this, otherwise the other person keeps on bullying you. So when there is a quick resolution is required using a force, that is समटाइम इट इज़ इन अ वेरी लाइफ थ्रेटनिंग सिचुएशन ऑल्सो, कि आपको फोर्स इस्तेमाल करना पड़ रहा है, कोई आपको बहुत मारपीट कर रहा है, तो आप क्या सुनते रहोगे? नहीं ना. सो दैट टाइम यू विल बी गेटिंग इन टू अ फोर्सिंग टाइप ऑफ सिचुएशन, कि आप दूसरे को धक्का मारोगे कि मेरे को नहीं मारो. ठीक है ना, कभी दो जने लड़ रहे होंगे एंड यू वांट टू, वहाँ पे आराम से तो आप झगड़ा नहीं रोक सकोगे. सो व्हाट यू विल डू, यू विल फोर्स द बोथ ऑफ द पीपल टू गो अवे फ्रॉम ईच अदर. सो दैट इज़ कॉल्ड, क्योंकि दैट इज़ लाइफ थ्रेटनिंग. आपने हथियार उठा लिए एक दूसरे को, तो आप प्यार से तो बात ही नहीं कर सकते. उस टाइम पे आपको फोर्स ही लगाना पड़ेगा इनिशियली, राइट? ठीक है, टू स्टॉप दैट एग्रेशन दैट इज़ हैपनिंग. नाउ व्हाट एज अ लास्ट रिसोर्ट टू कॉन्फ्लिक्ट रेजोल्यूशन, फोर्सिंग इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. कभी कभी सब कुछ काम नहीं करता है, तो देन यू हैव टू फोर्स दैट पर्सन. ठीक है, सो इसमें देर इज़ वन, दिस इज द ग्राफ दैट आई हैव टोल्ड यू. हाँ, जैसे आप कितने कोऑपरेटिव हो, अनकोऑपरेटिव हो तो आप अवॉइड करोगे सिचुएशन को. अगर आप ज़्यादा कोऑपरेटिव हो तो यू विल एकोमोडेट अदर पीपल. ठीक है, जैसे ही आप अनअसर्टिव होते हो तब भी आप अवॉइड करते हो सिचुएशन को. जब आप अपनी बात कहना सीख जाते हो, देन यू स्टार्ट बिकमिंग कम्पीटिंग. कम्पीटिंग मीन्स वही फोर्सिंग वाला जो मैंने बताया था आपको. ठीक है, यू विल फोर्स. देन in between is a compromising situation, when you are little cooperative, when you are little assertive, you will compromise. ठीक है, collaboration is the best way because वहाँ पे आप सबसे ज़्यादा cooperative भी हो और सबसे ज़्यादा assertive भी हो, you are a winner in this case. ठीक है, got it? Now what are the advantages of competing, forcing? You may provide a very quick solution. फोर्सिंग में आपको सोल्यूशन मिल जाता है फटाफट, बिकॉज यू हैव फोर्स्ड इट. सो यहाँ पे आपका सेल्फ इस्टीम भी हाई हो जाता है, बिकॉज यू ड्रॉ रिस्पेक्ट फ्रॉम अदर्स व्हेन यू हैव ट्राई टू फोर्सिबली एंड अ कॉन्फ्लिक्ट, you get respect also. So some caveats of forcing and competing are, they may negatively affect your relationship with the opponent. आपने forcefully उसको किया है ना, तो क्या होगा? That is one of the caveat here. Your opponent will feel threatened. ठीक है, and it may cause the opponent to react in some way even if the opponent did not intend to be forceful originally. That is also a possibility. Then you cannot take advantage of strong sides of other side's position. Then also you taking this approach may require a lot of energy, क्योंकि आप force कर रहे हो and it could be exhausting also for you. Next point is win-win situation, which is this win-win situation is the most interesting one. कहाँ गया मेरा pen? This is the one. Win-win, collaborating. That means now you have concern for self and concern for others also. ठीक है, collaboration involves mutual benefit. ठीक है, दोनों का फायदा हो रहा है इसमें. Win-win. Collaboration means mutual benefit to both the parties. That means it includes identifying the underlying concerns of the opponents also and finding an alternative which will meet your demand also. ठीक है, now examples of collaboration क्या है? Examples of when collaborating may be appropriate. जब करना चाहिए, when both the parties are you know are ready for that, then you can do this win-win situation, collaboration, only when both the parties are willing to do that. ठीक है. Now when you want to build a long-term relationship, then also you have to collaborate. ठीक है. When you want to have a high level of trust, ठीक है, or in a different way you can say, when there is a high level of trust, only then you can have a win-win situation and a collaboration. ठीक है ना. When you need to work through hard feeling and animosity, then also you need to collaborate. ठीक है. Now what are the possible advantages of collaborating, that is win-win situation? It leads to actual problem solving. ठीक है, क्योंकि आप दोनों, you have concern for self also and the concern for others also, then only you will be solving the problem. ठीक है. So you will be actually solving the problem when you are collaborating. ठीक है. Next is you have mutual trust and respect for each other. ठीक है. You are building a good foundation for the future. ठीक है. Now you also share your responsibility in a win-win situation. दोनों पार्टी का फायदा हो रहा है ना इसमें. So you will be sharing the responsibility, and whatever the outcomes comes, you will be sharing the responsibility for that also. ठीक है. Now ठीक है. Now what are the caveats of collaborating? What are the it requires commitment from both the parties. Requirement क्या है? Both the parties should commit for this. ठीक है. And it requires more effort and more time. ठीक है. And collaborating sometimes is not practical when timing is crucial. ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं होगा तो कोलैबोरेशन में नहीं हो पाता है, एंड देन फोर्स ही होता है. ठीक है. सो वंस one or more party they lose their trust in the other party, then collaboration will never happen. ठीक है. And then this is not withdrawing, it is withdrawing. ठीक है. Sorry, my spelling mistake. Next point is compromising. So when you know that you cannot accommodate certain things and you cannot also avoid running away, you cannot run away from the situation, then you compromise. ठीक है. So what are the examples of when compromise can be should be done? When the goals are moderately important and not worth the use of more assertive or more involving approach. ठीक है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल हमेशा हम कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ ही करते हैं ना. दो पार्टीज़ के बीच में अगर सपोज हस्बैंड एंड वाइफ है, हस्बैंड एंड वाइफ की नहीं बन रही है आपस में, हाँ, बट चिल्ड्रन इन्वॉल्व है, तो क्या करते हैं? व्हाट डू वी डू? वी कैनॉट रन अवे फ्रॉम द सिचुएशन, वी कैनॉट अकोमोडेट द फाइट ऑल्सो. व्हाट डू? वी कॉम्प्रोमाइज. इट्स इन बिटवीन. ठीक है. टू रीच अ टेम्पररी सेटलमेंट ऑन अ कॉम्प्लेक्स इशू, कॉम्प्रोमाइज इज दैट. ठीक है. We try to reach expedient solution on important issues. ठीक है. Here actually collaboration भी नहीं हो रहा है और competing भी नहीं हो रहा है. So हम दोनों situation से भाग के कहाँ पे आए? Compromise पे आ गए. Let me change the ink. So ये भी नहीं हो पा रहा है, ये भी नहीं हो पा रहा है. So हम सेटल कहाँ पे हुए? कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ पे सेटल हो गए. जब कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ से भी ज़्यादा मुश्किल हो गया काम, तो वहाँ से भाग खड़े होते हैं. और अगर कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ में फिर अगर एक पर्सन के ऊपर ज़्यादा बोझ आ जाता है, तो दैट पर्सन इज़ द अकोमोडेटिंग पर्सन. ठीक है. सो व्हाट आर द एडवांटेजेस ऑफ कॉम्प्रोमाइज़? इट इज़ एक्चुअली बेटर देन, फास्टर देन रेजोल्यूशन, एंड कॉम्प्रोमाइजिंग मे बी मोर प्रैक्टिकल व्हेन टाइम इज़ अ फैक्टर. ठीक है. And it can provide a temporary solution while still looking for a win-win situation. जब तक आप win-win situation में पढ़ो, उसमें तब तक compromise कर लेना is a better option. So next, what are the caveats? It may result in a situation when both the parties are not satisfied. दोनों ही यहाँ पे क्या है actually? This is called a win-win situation. I said win-win. इसमें क्या कॉम्प्रोमाइज में? लूज लूज, दोनों को कुछ ना कुछ नुकसान हो रहा है. दिस इज कॉल्ड अ लूज लूज सिचुएशन. ठीक है. इट डज नॉट कंट्रीब्यूट टू बिल्डिंग ट्रस्ट इन द लॉन्ग रन, बिकॉज यू आर कॉम्प्रोमाइजिंग. ट्रस्ट कहाँ आता है? कोलैबोरेशन में. ठीक है ना. राइट. So it may require close monitoring and control to ensure that agreements are met. ठीक है. Now withdrawing, जैसे मैंने बोला अवॉइड कर रहे हैं ना, इसके बाद क्या आएगा, अवॉइड. ठीक है. नाउ here concern for self as well as concern for others are very low. This is when a person does not pursue his or her own concern or those of the opponent also. He runs away. ठीक है. He sidesteps. ठीक है. What are examples of when withdrawing is appropriate? When the situation is very trivial, not worth the effort. जब आप सोचते हो इसका कुछ फ़ायदा ही नहीं होने वाला, तो आप भाग जाते हो वहाँ से. ठीक है. Now when you think that you need more time to look into the matter and you want some time for self introspection. ठीक है. That time also sometime you run away from the situation. ठीक है. एंड यू डोंट वॉन्ट टू डील विद द सिचुएशन विद हॉस्टिलिटी और एनिमोसिटी, तो आप क्या करते हो, वहाँ से भाग जाते हो, सो दैट अकेले में बैठ के आप आंसर्स ढूंढो एंड देन यू विल वर्क ऑन इट. सो समटाइम दैट इज द रीज़न फॉर अवॉइडिंग और विदड्रॉइंग. ठीक है. सो इट कुड बी अनकोऑपरेटिव एंड अनअसर्टिव, बट समटाइम यू गेट आंसर्स देयर बिकॉज यू कैन नॉट कॉम्प्रोमाइज आफ्टर सर्टेन पॉइंट. ठीक है ना. वॉट आर द एडवांटेजेस? So when the opponent is forcing, you may choose to withdraw. ठीक है ना. You can postpone your response. Withdrawing is a slow stress approach when conflict is very short. ठीक है. Now it gives you time to better prepare and connect information before you act. What are the caveats? Like it weakens your position or you lose your position. Not acting may be disinterested in the thing situation. ठीक है. When multiple parties are involved, withdrawing may effectively negatively affect your relationship with the party that expect your answers. ठीक है. Now next part is accommodating. Accommodating is also called smoothing. ठीक है. It means concern for self is low but concern for others is high. तो आप कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ से भी ज़्यादा मतलब दूसरों के बारे में सोचते हो. ठीक है. यू आर ऑल द टाइम accommodating. सो when it is important to provide a temporary relief, it is okay, but in the long run it is not good. ठीक है. when you accept that you are wrong, then also you will accommodate. when you have no other choice, then you will accommodate. ठीक है. when issue is not as important to you as it is to the other person, ठीक है, then you also accommodate. That's it. ठीक है. That's it. I think that's all for today. That these are the possible, what are the advantages of accommodating? It will help you to protect more important interests while giving up on some less important one. Because आप accommodate कर रहे हो, आप ध्यान ही नहीं दे रहे हो उस तरफ. You give an opportunity to reassess the situation from a different angle. ठीक है. And what are the caveats of smoothing or accommodating? That means there is risk to be abused. The opponent may constantly try to take advantage of your tendency towards accommodating. आपने एक बार accommodate करना शुरू कर दिया, दूसरा पार्टी हमेशा बोलेगा कि आप accommodate ही करो. So therefore it is very important to keep that right balance. ठीक है. And that requires some skill. Some of your supporters may not like your accommodating approach. ठीक है. It may make it more difficult to transition to a win-win situation. क्योंकि आपने एक बार कोलैबोरेट स्मूथनिंग शुरू कर दिया तो पीपल विल टेक यू फॉर ग्रांटेड. ठीक है. सो दैट्स ऑल फॉर टुडे. आई विल सी यू इन द नेक्स्ट लेक्चर.